So you're here because you're looking to make some gold. So it's super simple to make gold in Crowfall. What you need to do is hit up Google, type buy Crowfall Gold, get your credit card out, and you are good to go. Okay, no, I'm kidding. We do not do that. That would be a really bad idea. We do not want to be buying gold. It ruins games, it compromises accounts, and it's just not good value. The aim of this video is to find out what the best way of making gold is and reliably how much can be made per hour. What you may have found while researching this is a lot of videos telling you that you need to go and PvP in order to make gold, or you need to set up vendors to make gold. And while these are avenues where gold can be transferred to you, in a sense, it's not really making gold, because if everybody were to do this, then there would be no gold left. No one would have any gold. The gold is not generated by the PvP. The PvP just moves gold from one player to another player. It doesn't generate the gold. There's no new gold introduced into the game. And the same with vendors. You know, you can sell things and get gold, and it's certainly a viable way of making gold by essentially making an in-game business, but there's no gold that's actually generated in-game, and you are reliant solely on other players wanting the things that you're selling. There's only one way that gold actually enters into the economy, and that is through killing mobs. So what I'm going to do is I am going to see how much gold I can make per hour by simply farming. I'm going to do this in two different locations. I'm going to do it in the Aborium, which is local to my faction, and I'm going to do it in Skypoint, which is a contested PvP area. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare the different amounts of gold I get from each place. The theory is that if there's a higher risk, there might be higher reward. But this is something that we're going to look into and see what it looks like. So I'm going to start with 0 gold in my inventory each time, and I'm going to sell all the gear I get just straight up for cash to the vendors. Then we're going to look at comparing the two amounts that I got and see which one I got the most for. Okay, so before I begin, I'm going to invite you to subscribe to this channel, because subscribing means that I will give you all the latest and up-to-date news, info, tips, tricks and guides for Crowfall. So hit that subscribe button and that bell notification icon so you do not miss out on anything. Okay, so this is going to be very simplistic. I'm going to literally farm each location for 30 minutes, then see how much gold we've got. So what we can do is I'm going to speed up the video, so I'm literally not going to have a 30-minute real-time video. I'm going to compress it down into like 1 minute. If you want to watch the sped up video, then that's great. Otherwise, if you just want to skip to the very end of the farming, then I've put a chapter marker in the description, so you can just tap on that, skip to the end result and see exactly how much gold I've made. Right, let's get started. Okay, so the first run in the Aborium, I managed to earn 7,773 gold. Now, one factor that came into play here was I stumbled across a death pile from somebody who seemed to fall foul of one of the solo bosses, and I earned myself 1,352 gold from that particular death pile. So I do not think it is fair to factor that in, because that is not something that will be consistent. It's a nice to have. You may come across them from time to time, but it's not something that I feel is reasonable to include into this data set. So I'm going to discard that, meaning that the adjusted amount is 6,421 gold. Now let's move on to Skypoint. So after doing 30 minutes at Skypoint, I have earned myself 6,221 gold. So that is how much from the gold that I have farmed and the items that I have sold. So we can see there that between the two different locations, there is very, very little difference. In fact, at Skypoint, I earn exactly 200 gold less than in the Aborium. So that says to me that it doesn't really make a lot of difference where you're actually farming. The mobs seem to drop the same amount, at least in these two zones. And I cannot speak for the other zones, the guild versus guild or the faction versus faction zones, because I haven't tested it in there. So the results may very well be different in these different areas. But based on this limited data set, it certainly seems like you can make upwards of 12,000 gold per hour, and that will change with different amounts of wave clear. And the quicker you kill things, the quicker they will respawn. If you can get yourself a class like a ranger class or warden who can clear things a lot quicker, then this could easily go up in excess of maybe 15,000 and upwards. So a couple of tips, as I've just mentioned, the more mobs you kill, the more money. So classes with better camp clear, those will yield you a lot more. If you're finding that the zones that you're farming in are contested, then of course you're going to find that you're earning a lot less in gold. Consider switching servers. Don't worry if you're in the EU and switching to the American servers. The ping and the lag is unnoticeable. You'll still be able to farm, and you may be able to find a time zone where it's the middle of the night, where it's very, very quiet. It'll just be a lot less contested. So there's a number of servers all around the globe. Just literally check the local times on those servers and figure out which one is going to be the lowest populated, and just literally switch to that server. And the other thing is, try to farm closer to the banks, because the closer you are to the banks and the more frequently that you drop your gold off there, the less there is to lose if somebody decides to come and attack you and you happen to lose that fight. Now, if you're great at PvP, then not to worry, that's just bonus gold for you. But if you're not, if you're a little bit unsure, and at the end of the day, there's always someone better than you, so deposit your gold on a regular basis. This is why I have this 30-minute timer, because 30 minutes is the cooldown to recall to the temple, and I can just literally recall, dump my gold, sell up, start afresh. So I hope this helped. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more Crowfall content, hit that like button, and I will see you in the next one.